Hi, everyone. Today I am going to talk to you about three things, just three, that doctors are not telling you about juvenile arthritis, although there's more. What I want to do is share with you what my experience was when my daughter was diagnosed. And it's probably a lot of what you have going on as well. You probably find that one of the hardest things to piece together is the fact that we're told about inflammation on the medical side. We're told it's autoimmune. We're told all about medications, but then we start to look at alternatives and we're hearing all sorts of other things like leaky gut and toxins in the body, underlying infections, and things like that. And it's kind of difficult when those two things they don't correlate. So I want to share with you some of the things that I wish that I knew when I was early on in my journey. And just for the record, I want to state that this is not in any way medical advice. It's simply what I've discovered through my own journey, through extensive research and study, as well as implementing and working with families for years to reverse their children's juvenile arthritis. So the first thing that doctors did not explain to me is really just how deeply connected juvenile arthritis is with the gut. Most parents are told that their child's immune system is overreacting and attacking healthy tissue. And what I really did not understand at that time, that is actually the inverted of that, and really that our child's body is extremely healthy. And what's happening is the immune system is attacking toxins that have gotten into our child's tissue. And that goes into the leaky gut and just how, when the gut becomes permeable, how toxins seep into the bloodstream. And naturally, we would expect a responsible and good and healthy immune system to let us know. So, the way that an immune system lets us know that there are toxins where they do not belong, inflammation. So, inflammation is always information, it's always our body, in this case, our child's body trying to communicate with us and let us know what's going on. So, along with that, we think, okay, we have inflammation. So, on to the second thing that our doctors do not tell us about. And it's really that going anti-inflammatory, whether that be supplementational, whether that be removing the immune system from the area to stop the inflammation, or nutritional. What they don't tell you is that, unfortunately, an anti-inflammatory approach is just simply not going to be enough. In fact, if you feel that you were overall healthy before you even started with your child having, an autoimmune condition, it's important for you to understand that in the day and age that we live, eating healthy is not enough. So, removing gluten, removing dairy, and what is sugar or eggs sometimes. That's not enough to reverse juvenile arthritis, and that goes along with any kind of anti-inflammatory approach, functionally, medically, naturopathically. The third thing that I find to be the most important, and what I really find is what holds the children back in our group from healing, is the chronic stress. So, really, when we think of chronic stress, we might say, well, my child's has like an easy life. They don't, we think our kids have an easy life. But it's important to understand that pain is stressful. Any kind of fear is stressful. And really, quite honestly, the body being in just a heightened state of response, the way that the immune system is, just being in an inflammatory state in and of itself is stressful to the body. So when I say stressful, I'm really not just referring to emotional stress. I'm talking about the physical stress, which can actually keep our child's body from healing. So, in the blueprint, we do implement nervous system healing. So, we have the nutritional component, obviously. We have the functional component, right? We're going to be doing testing. We're going to be supplementing on a functional level. But we also need to look at the nervous system. And really, those three things together, if they're not all implemented at the same time, we're going to have trouble healing. So I just wanted to share those things. I think the third one is one that is often overlooked and we don't give enough credit to. So if you have been doing everything you can nutritionally, everything you have been doing functionally, I would definitely look at that emotional component or just the raised cortisol in the body and that the heightened nervous system and what is going on in their body. And of course, there are ways to regulate that. And those are the things that we do inside the JIA Blueprint. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple links at the bottom. One will be so that you can learn more about the JIA Blueprint. And then another one will be about a webinar that I'm going to be doing. It's only going to be live. So if you catch this video after the live comes out, I apologize, but the link to my live about all the things that doctors aren't telling you about juvenile arthritis is going to be linked below. And that is going to be coming up on Thursday. So the date, time, everything will be in the description. If this information is useful to you, if you have a child with juvenile arthritis, a grandchild, if your friend or your sister has a child with juvenile arthritis, please support this page and subscribe to my channel. I am constantly updating and putting new information out. And then of course share this with your loved one because this could very well be the information that they need in order to really get a handle of their child's juvenile arthritis and start to reverse it. All right, I'll see you in the next video.